I wrote my speech down, but I know that I'm going to probably ad-lib and screw it up anyway. So, first of all, I'd like to congratulate the Irish Democratic Club for electing John O'Riordan as the president. I've worked with John on the parade and several of the events the Irish Society puts on, and John's a breath of fresh air. John, he's hardworking and he wants to get good things done. The only thing that John lacks is a sensitivity to novice fiddle players. I'm learning how to play the fiddle, and John makes fun of me any chance he gets. The only reason I think that I was asked to speak here is because I have the appropriate accent. I want to be the eighth child of 12 children born to John and Agnes Bresnahan. I'm originally from Lawrence, Mass. And my dad was the part of the 1949 overthrow of the Blue Bloods in Massachusetts, organized by John McCormick, who was then majority whip of the House of Representatives. And what McCormick did was recruited the Irish after World War II to oust the Blue Bloods. The Blue Bloods were the Wasp elite who ran Massachusetts. If you weren't a rich man, you couldn't be a politician in Massachusetts outside of Boston. And the things that they fought for were education for all, the health and security of retirees, ensuring that they were entitled to decent health care, and the right to form unions for workers to get a fair share of what they produce. We were also taught the love of reading, and education being the most important thing you can give a child. I have, of all my 11 brothers and sisters, we've all graduated from college. And most of my brothers and sisters are teachers. And I always wondered why going to some of the best universities this country has to offer, Harvard, Northwestern, Notre Dame, Villanova, Loyola, Boston College, that most of them decided to be teachers. Some of them became engineers, lawyers, and geophysicists, but the majority of them were teachers with such great educations. And I was working down in Houston, Texas, and I was asked to go out to the 9th Ward, which is the most impoverished place I've seen in this country, and I've been all over it. There's miles and miles of shotgun houses. And we pulled up to this fenced-in compound where they had about 60 or 70 brick cottages. And those cottages, half of them were empty. But at the gate, there was about 40 or 50 kids, aging from infants to 8 or 9 years old, and about 3 or 4 women. And I had an epiphany. The only hope these kids have is through an education. And I called all my brothers and sisters that were teachers, and I thanked them. Mm-hmm. Everyone in my family, since we arrived in this country, not everyone, but we have served this country in the military. Since we're at the Marine Memorial, I can't leave out my Uncle Tom because my mother really get mad, who was a 26-year infantryman in the Marine Corps, who was an infantryman in World War II, Korea, and 3 combat tours in Vietnam. And my sister, who was buried at Arlington, died the day she testified in Congress about the effects of Agent Orange. I'm going to go back to what I wrote down so I don't mess with it. We were taught the love of reading, the history and the stories of the Irish struggle, and that the struggle for social justice is not exclusively Irish. But these struggles were the struggles of other peoples of all ethnicities, that we are all God's children. My dad served in the state legislature from 1948 to 1976, serving as the chairman of the Ways and Means, also majority whip, orchestrated by John McCormick. And the principles of Kennedy, McCormick, O'Neill, and my father, which promote quality education for all. As a union bricklayer, a lot of work we're doing lately is on prisons and youth detention facilities that are built to last 300 years, but the schools that we built are built to last 25. I see our retirees that are paying health care that are more than their pension checks. They can't afford it. I have a hard time grasping how health care could be for a profit. How much money would you pay to save your life? And I see the growing crisis in the unemployment where people are losing homes and struggling to put food on the table for their families. I think that one of JFK's greatest strengths was his humanity. I think that care and compassion is a strength, it's not a weakness, and it should be promoted. So on behalf of the St. Patrick's Day Committee, I ask you all if you would march with us next year. It's a special year for the St. Patrick's Day because the parade will be on the same day as St. Patrick's Day, so we expect a huge turnout. So we ask you all to march under the banner of the Irish Democratic Club. In closing, when I was a kid, you had to learn to recite speeches, to recite poetry. And one of my favorites was JFK's, when he quoted Tennyson in Ulysses. And I'd like to close with that. We are not now the strength in which old days ruled earth and heaven. That which we are, one equal temper or heroic heart, made weak by time and fate, but strong in will, to seek, to find, and not to yield. The legacy of John F. Kennedy lives on. God bless all.